Welcome everyone to this month's edition of In the Grove. I am Sue Heaton and very happy to introduce you to, first of all, a very familiar face in our community, Mrs. Nancy Czarnik. Welcome, Nancy, to the program today. And next to you, you're proud to say and introduce us as your son, Frank Czarnik. So welcome to Frank.
Thank you. Thank you.
First time with us here in the studio?
Yes.
Well, welcome. You know, first of all, it's nice to be talking about a topic that's not related to COVID. Aren't we glad that we at least start to feel it's part of our history? And Nancy, you as a trustee, you feel very successful how the village has handled this time we've gone through.
I am so proud of what we were able to do, especially having the 2 vaccination clinics that we had and the response to that. It really was
Do you
a
know how
difficult
many
time.
people were covered during those?
Over 4,000.
Wow.
Over 4,000.
That took a lot of work
And
by a
I
lot
mean,
of
in the
people.
second vaccination clinic, we had actually some extras. We were able to reach out to the businesses and restaurants and so forth for their employees to be able to come and get vaccinated in Elk Grove. And so that brought that even to a broader spectrum of coverage.
I see the green ribbons are starting to come down off the trees and
Not too soon.
Not too. Oh, that's right. Mayor has a purpose
got
for
it.
those
You
ribbons. Is
got
that
it.
right? It's for the upcoming
4th of
concert.
July concert. If you bring your ribbon or a piece of it, you will be eligible to get a raffle ticket. But you have to be there. You have to attend. You have to be there at the time of the raffle.
Oh, at the time.
At the time of the raffle. And if your name is drawn, they have $100 gift certificates to, I believe, different restaurants and organizations.
More
with
than
that.
one of those $100?
Yeah.
There's more than one, so you have a lot of chances to...
Yeah, he's quite generous. He's quite generous.
Very
He's
nice.
very proud of Elk Grove, and he really shows that.
And I know I also saw you at the Memorial Day service, and I think maybe was that the first time we were gathering with...
It was, and again...
And kind of close, as we now are, once again, rather
Right.
close.
And again, we had a wonderful turnout. It just felt so good to be
Didn't it?
with people and to be able to see their faces. I'm terrible at recognizing,
I
bad
know,
enough with,
I know.
knowing people
You
and then
say, who's
trying
that behind the mask
the
saying
mask, yeah.
hello to me? Frank,
can't-
how was all this time for you?
Little difficult to say the least, but certainly able to get through it. My son is a 20-year-old college sophomore. My daughter's was at the time 4th grade, so everyone was back home doing
Indeed,
e-learning and
yeah.
online, and I was regulated to what I called the cave because the unfinished side of the basement had a door I could close.
Oh,
that
so
became my
your
office.
office,
So. You made the best of it. I've joked with Mom that I had some tablecloths that I could hang to cover it up, so it looked like walls, and I could put up my walls pretty quick and
So
jump on a video
you
if I
became
had
creative like a lot of families
You
in
had to.
trying to
You had
figure
to.
all this out.
Exactly.
Well, as we look forward to getting out and returning to fun activities, I think that's why you're here today, to talk about a very fun activity that's been going on now for how many years, Nancy?
This will be our 15th golf outing coming up. This is the Czarnik, Frank J. Czarnik, James M. Heffern
Okay, so the name
Scholarship.
has changed from originally.
Yes.
So,
After Jim Heffern passed away, he was so integral in doing the golf outing and starting this memorial in Frank's name. And after he passed, our board discussed it, and we wanted to include
wow.
Jim
Would
in
he
it,
not
too.
be honored to know that?
I think, and his family was
It
pleased.
was always the thing to to say Mr. Heffern, to thank him for starting this and keeping it going. When he passed, it was the least we could do for that.
And so was it named this for both of these gentlemen as of last year for the first time? Or
Last year was the first
was the
time,
first
and it
time.
was only because we couldn't change. We were in the process of getting the 501(c)
I see.
charity
designation?
designation, but further for tax purposes. So this was we had to hold off the 1 year, and then last year we were able to get all our paperwork in order.
And even
And
that,
yes.
you did hold this golf outing last year during
did.
COVID.
We
You
did.
want to tell us how that worked, Frank?
Sure did. It was actually when we started talking that we were going to try to do it because of COVID. I said to everyone, I said, the golf will be the draw more than anything we've ever done. And
Sure.
everyone thought I was crazy because I usually am. But
So
what
it
we
was
ended
your
up-
idea that you
Well-
thought during those times that you could make this happen?
We as a committee were going to do the outing, but we weren't sure with COVID. But what I was seeing, that was back in April when we were talking of last year, you were seeing people looking for anything to get out. And I was, looking for golf courses where we could go, okay,
Oh,
maybe
you
not
were just being
Illinois, not
selfish.
there.
Yeah, you just wanted it for yourself.
And we had a wonderful turnout. We actually had 124
Yeah.
golfers. What we did, and we're going to continue to do it this year because the Fox Run Clubhouse and with COVID, still just, it's going to be a stagger, just basically an all day of golf. You'll have your foursome and golf and then move on, as opposed to in years past, it was a shotgun start, everyone all at the same time, and then ended up in the clubhouse for a banquet after. During COVID, because we couldn't do that, and we're continuing it this year because of the Fox Run renovations and things like that, that is just going to be the same sort of thing. That basically we're going to ask people to get a foursome together, tell me a time, we'll try to get as close as we can, and you'll golf. We'll still have our raffle prizes. You'll get a box lunch and things like that. And then you'll go on go home or on your way, and we'll announce the winners and things like that. We're hoping that in the future or next years we'll get back to the big banquet at the end to award
sure.
all the prizes together.
But for now, so what date is this going to happen this
I know
year?
I'll screw it up.
Friday, August 6th.
6th.
And the timing is from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. That will be the assigned tee times.
Oh,
And as Frank said, we're going to try to get everybody in as close to the time as
that
they would like.
to have.
And we don't want to turn anybody
Right,
away.
and it's still only $90. And that includes, our plethora of things. Again, it includes lunch and carts and golf. Also has some of the little games that we play with some of the strings and things like that. We will still have our raffle prizes. We'll still have, that they can purchase raffle tickets and try and do that. Because the biggest thing is this is our only fundraiser for the scholarships. And we've been talking about the numbers, and we're close to almost $75,000 that we've given out over the years.
Oh, wow. Did you think when you first came up
No
with this
way,
idea?
no way. The plan was that first year, and we've only gone, this is our 15th golf outing, but we've only done 14 years of scholarship because of timing. Our first 2 years, well, the first plan was to give out 2 $500 scholarships. And even after the first year, we were able to give out 2 $750
So it grew
scholarships.
from what you
And then we
anticipated.
went to the next year the same way. We gave out $1,500. Then we went to 4 $1,000, and then we went to 6 $1,000.
And you're sitting back
And
thinking,
then we went
"Look
to
at
8
this."
$1,000s, and this year we gave out $10,000.
So you're saying this in the past tense, you've already awarded scholarships?
did.
Let's talk about that. When did that take place?
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday, so
Yesterday, we-
June 24th.
Yes, we awarded that yesterday to 10 fortunate Elk Grove residents. And let me tell you who they were.
Yes.
Please forgive me if I misspeak any
Well,
names.
let's give them recognition.
But this was an interesting, out of the 10 scholarships we awarded, 8 of them were girls. So ladies, girl power.
Girls rule. No.
Anyway, Jessica Ann Miller, Megan Ja, Jessica Malecki, Lauren Ewan, Alyssa Trausch, Gavin McCory, Alexander Olson, Ashley Sire, Lily Hirsch, and Lillianne Devereaux. Those were our winners.
And we're going to assume they're watching right now along
I
with
hope
their
so. We hope
families.
so.
For
Absolutely.
another big congratulations.
Absolutely.
What
Yes.
did they have to do to qualify to
What
apply for this?
we look at is leadership and volunteerism within their community. We feel that that is the future of us.
Sure.
We want to make sure that they have fostered that ability to grow and to be able to take over our places in the future.
And that's also why, following in Dad and Mr. Heffern, they were so integral into, the community and the things they did, starting up,
I remember
the
having
baseball, the
conversation
football,
with
the things,
Jim at Parade Day. His history in this community goes way back.
Yes, it does. In fact, this studio is named.
Correct.
Yeah, I
And
know
And we
that.
are
I
sitting
came
in Jim's, in
Heffern.
honor of his name, right? in
That's
the
right.
studio.
And it was that why we, with that, and that's why we ask for to get the scholarship, they have to apply with an essay, a one-page essay that just says what do you do to the community? And they are all Elk Grove residents, so it's not just limited to Conant and Viter and Elk Grove. It's everything that you
Even
just
homeschool.
Even homeschool.
Oh, that's
We
wonderful
have
that
had
you'd
we've
include
had the
that.
variety there.
Yeah.
And we just submit an application, and
How
then the committee
difficult is
reads
it
it. and-
for you to select 10 out of how many
It
apply?
is very difficult, believe me. It
You
can
even
be.
wish you could.
We
Sometimes
wish
you
we,
do,
and
yeah.
that's one of the
It's-
reasons.
So if
we-
you have a bigger turnout at the golfing, you can
Exactly.
help more.
Exactly, and we're hoping next year that we can repeat this depending on what we,
Yeah,
what we can
Yeah,
garner
and
in.
it's-
And that's the other thing. We need golfers. We will, believe me, we try not to turn anybody away, and we'll fill you in if you want to even golf.
Yep. If you're not a foursome, if you're a single, we'll get you. We'll find a way. And just when you register at Fox Run, we do it through Fox Run. By calling the clubhouse. If you register at Fox Run, tell them a time that you're trying for, and we'll talk with the staff there, and I try to put it all together. And we do have a deadline. Per se, I say that I'd love to be by August 1st. That'll give us enough time to set up the
sure.
foursomes and everything. That being said, if you decide on August 3rd or 4th
To
that
see
you
if
want to
there's
join
any
us,
open space.
I,
We'll try and
I
squeeze
will
you
try
in.
to find a way.
Or we'll
anywhere
take
we
a
can.
free donation.
Well,
Well,
that's
thank you.
another.
Oh,
Thank you
okay.
for Oh, Sue, you are wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. We are looking always for donations for prizes, and we have whole sponsorships. We're asking, if anybody wants to sponsor a hole, we put a sign on a hole that you have sponsored, and sometimes we have 2 or 3 signs because we're happy to do that.
Yeah.
Because this is the only way that we
Can fund.
can fund these scholarships, and we have had marvelous sponsors in the past. Many of the businesses in Elk Grove, individuals in Elk Grove, past winners of
Oh,
sponsors in
sure.
Elk Grove.
Former bosses.
Scholarship, what?
My former boss
Former-
from
yeah,
when I
I mean-
worked at Sizzler as a 16-year-old.
Oh, very
Read up online last
And-
year and then joined, or 2 years ago, and then joined and donated. And so it's really just to reach out
Yeah,
to the
when you
people.
reach out.
And we say a whole sponsorship, but any donation, no donation's too small and no donation's too big. But now that we're also a 503, I will say 501(c), so it is a deductible donation. But Sue, to your point, it's the only thing that raises the money. So we're not trying to make millions to jet
Right,
go
you're
to
just
Bora
trying to
Bora. We're
help
trying
our
to get
local
more
students.
It is.
go
more
on to
students in Elk
school.
Grove.
And believe me,
help them.
100% of the money that we raise goes for the scholarships and the incidentals, but basically, there's no salaries, there's
Right.
no, the
We have
fees
our
we
committee.
pay.
Our committee is of volunteers that have
Yeah.
known Dad and
This
Mr. Heffern and Mom and us and have done so much. Continuing to always keeping this going.
Right.
We're so excited by them. We're excited by this as you started. We didn't know it would go this long.
Right.
We all have joked around saying,
This
"Can't
was
believe."
just an idea that blossomed in your heart, Nancy.
Well, no, really,
in a way.
it really,
It was Jim.
Frank, when Frank would always have a golf outing for the over 50, 60 baseball teams.
Over
in
50
October.
softball. Yeah.
Softball, I'm
So
sorry.
that's where Mr. Heffern then.
Yeah.
Yes,
and,
sure.
and
And
it
that's-
was always in October. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Always,
but
yeah,
always
always.
in October and a Sunday, and it was always when the Bears were away because that had to be important with my dad to make sure they weren't at a home game, so we could get done. It was at 8:00 shotgun start, get done by 12, so you could still catch the Bears game, or if it was the bye game. But October has a little bit of, we've had snow, we've had sleet, we've had hail, we've had rain, we've had everything. Then we kind of started moving it a little bit around, and Fox Run then, gave us a Friday in August. We thought we would try it. We're a little nervous to do that, obviously, but it's wonderful, and it's just nice to, to see some of the same people who've been there for all 15 years.
Yes.
Commenting the same thing, going,
Yes.
I don't have to wear snow gear. I don't have to, it just
Nice.
makes it fun.
How fun.
For
So
the
if
right
there is
purpose.
another business, say, watching the program right now, what do they need to do to get in touch because they're getting excited
You
about
can
being part of
contact
this?
me anytime through the village or through my personal number, 847.
Oh, look at this. She's giving out her.
Hey,
Here you go.
It's common knowledge.
Okay.
847-621-2075. I'll be happy
Flood
to.
her phone tonight.
Yes,
want.
I'll be happy
Yes.
to do that. I'll be happy to do
If you
leave
get
a
the
message-
busy signal,
If
call
you
back.
leave a message, that's fine too. I'll call you back.
Because we can sense the excitement of how this has grown. Frank, let me ask you, what's the first thing that comes to your mind of the pride you have in both mom and dad?
Oh, their community, the involvement they've done with the
Oh,
community.
absolutely.
I mean, that's not the first. First is my parents.
Yes,
They're my mom
but
and dad. But after that,
When you see all the years of service.
they moved to Elk Grove when I was 2 weeks old. So I can safely say I'm a city boy because I, did live in the city for
You were
2 weeks.
supposed to be born
Right.
here.
Right, but I was in the city for 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks. So that's the hardest part. So that's why I'm a true, Chicago city. But they moved from the east side to the west side. So they've been in Elk Grove, my life, and it never stopped. I remember, mom when she went on the board as leading up to it. Dad, long before he was a park commissioner, doing the baseball and the everything else. And I remember going to sign up for baseball and, mom saying, you're not signing up for anything but baseball. You're not going to be commissioner. You're not going to be, the president. You're just going to just sign him up. As we're in the car, I'm like, Dad, how come you're equipment manager, you're commissioner of the league? He's, don't tell your mother, we'll figure it out, and it was things like that. So my parents have been, involved in Elk Grove. Elk Grove is home. I've moved back to the village now, so it's always been
I remember
home,
Mayor
but-
Johnson saying that happens with a lot
It
of
does,
children that are
it
raised here.
does.
Eventually they move back.
And it's just so great to to see the little things that I remember when, and especially with mom and dad, that the things they've done and continue to do for the village, and I'm very so proud of seeing mom every time on the Tuesdays at board meetings, and it's wonderful to see how it just keeps going forward.
Should I turn the tables, Nancy, and ask you what you're most proud of in your son? Why not? The first thing that comes to you.
Well, he's so much like his father.
Yeah. That has to give
It
you great-
amazes me. It just amazes me. His personality, his vibrancy, his smile.
everything when you see
And there's
him.
his voice.
Yeah.
There's times that he calls and
You think it's,
I think it's
you
right.
have
I
you
think
have a moment where
sometimes
you think,
yes,
yeah,
especially early on.
well,
No, I'm very proud of
Yeah,
my
it carries-
family.
it
And it's
carries
so
his
wonderful
name.
now to have my grandchildren here and to be able to share with them
Yeah.
some of the activities
the
that we
history
can do
in
in
the
Elk
Grove.
Grove.
And speaking of activities, we've got a lot yet coming up this summer, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Miss Nancy.
Yes, we do.
We know we are going to anticipate concerts again and parades, and it's just going to feel like good old times being back with friends.
We're
again.
planning, we're doing our planning the parades
Yeah,
right
will
now.
you come back another time
Yes,
and talk
I'll
about the
probably
parade?
come back probably in July.
Can you give us any
to do
hint
it.
what the theme will be?
Oh, yeah, the
Okay.
theme is, well, because we had to cancel last year, so we kept the theme, My Favorite Things. And in fact, I just talked to our Public Works and to plan for our float for the village trustees. And
Don't give it away if
I'm
you're
not
not
giving
supposed
it away
to.
yet.
No, we want.
Or maybe tell people at the golf outing on
There you go.
August
Good.
6th. You
Yes,
might be able
we'll
to
tell
find
you
more.
all about it.
Try.
Good
He's
thought.
a good one to have in charge.
Yes, now you know,
Yeah.
you know. But yes, so we're doing
Well,
that.
we look forward to having you back to talk about the parade that will be held in October. correct?
Yes.
And but
No,
for now,
September.
Oh, September.
Yeah, September 18th.
I don't know. I got it. I
Well,
was
it's-
thinking
we-
Oktoberfest. So I thought October.
Well, it's the Oktoberfest in
But it's
September.
okay.
And it's always, what's the weekend
Well,
of the 18th,
we'll get all that
19th,
clarified when
yeah.
you return next time. But for
Okay.
now, the excitement, get ready when you get home. You better have pen and paper by your phone.
I hope so.
so.
I
Hope
so.
really, really
Really,
hope so.
really do.
Well, congratulations to all the winners.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And congratulations on a wonderful event that you have planned once again for all those winners next year. What a great tradition that you have going here. And I'm sure Dad and your husband is so very proud, as we know Jim and his family are.
Frank and Jim. In
You
fact,
know where they're up.
Jim's son is now on our board
Right.
too.
Well, of course.
So
Of course,
we're,
yeah, that's the best way to
we're
put it.
keeping
of
it,
course, so.
very concise, family and friends, and that's what makes it
And
successful.
for all of us that have
It really
faith, we
does.
know the two of those guys are up saying, look what they're doing, can you believe? You know,
That's
with
right.
a sense of
That's
pride.
And they're probably golfing or playing softball the same way too. so.
Probably. Probably. Well, it was wonderful having you both
Thank
here
you so much
today.
for having us.
Come
Thank
back
you.
this time next year.
Certainly.
To-
To tell us how we
to
did
tell
for
us
last
how
year
many
and continue
winners
in
you
the
have
next.
then.
Absolutely.
the
So
next
we
set of
hope
over.
everyone can come out and join, or please donate to this very
Thank you.
wonderful cause for all of the
Looking
youth
forward
here in
to
our
it,
community,
and
and-
looking forward to August 6th. Good
Yes.
weather, great golf,
No
great
snow.
time, no snow.
No,
Good point.
yeah,
Thank
okay.
you so much.
Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
it was
for
a
having
pleasure
us
to be
out.
with you today. And thank you, everyone. We will be right back with the remaining program. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that time spent with Nancy and with Frank as much as I did. Noteworthy that it's a wonderful benefit program that they are working so hard on for the youth of our community. So if you have an interest in golf, it sounds like a great time out there this year. Be sure to sign up and to encourage your friends to be part of this wonderful charitable event. So thanks to Nancy and to Frank for being with us today. And don't forget, as we're airing these programs the month of July, all these summer concerts that are taking place on Tuesday evening. If you're looking for another fun activity, be sure to check that schedule and join friends and neighbors over at the Village Green for lots of fun and music this July. And before we go, we want to acknowledge, I've heard that one of our favorite staff members, Beth Clem, you don't see her in front of the camera, but she's so valuable behind the camera that she is moving on. So Ross and Debbie and Scott and I and Jeff Franke, I'm sure, all join in wishing Beth the very best wishes as she continues her adventure, moving on to a whole new career, moving out of state and leaving us behind. They've decided they don't know what they will do without her. Hopefully the show will go on, but just appreciation for Beth and all the hard work that she has done all these years over here at EGTV. So all of us, thank you once again for being with us each month. And it was a pleasure to be with you again on In the Grove. Please join us next month as we return to learn what else is happening in this exceptional community of Elk Grove Village. Bye for now, everyone.